came out for a walk today. It's actually pretty late, probably like around 8 p.m. But it's very hazy outside. There are wildfires up in Canada on the eastern side. I'm on the eastern side of the US, and it has pretty much spread all the way down here. Like, the air quality is so bad, like you can smell the smoke and it's hard to breathe. So I can't imagine people that have asthma in this today. I'm a little bit winded because I'm walking up a hill, not a steep hill, but a hill nonetheless. So yeah, my usual peaceful, quiet nature where I see a lot of birds, rabbits, animals in general has been pretty empty today. I think the nature's hiding in the trees. I don't even know, like, I don't know if you could see the haze up there. It's pretty bad. So it's time to cut this walk short and head back home. Maybe do some art. We'll see what happens. But man, this is not fun. Super hazy. Yeah, you could definitely tell there. You can hardly see the mountain from the smoke. So, you might be noticing another painting up on the wall. That's because it's finally done. Yeah, I didn't want to fuss too much over it. So this one is finished too. I finished it, I want to say last week. Calling this one Pull Back the Veil. I don't remember what I posted last, but I don't think I told anybody the title, at least not on YouTube. So yeah, let me show you actually what that looks like. So I kind of like that I finished it fairly quickly. It took me about overall, not consecutively working on it, about 2 months, so just not that bad. Huge difference from this one. And as you can see from the glare here, I need to varnish this once it's finally dry so it can even out the coat. Yeah, so let me show you this newest one. So here we go. This wall is just kind of turning out to be going from large painting to smaller painting. Yeah, so this is called Pull Back the Veil. This one actually inspired a poem. And I'm not really a poet, but lately I've been writing poetry after midnight, especially when I can't sleep. So, and I have to like climb up on my couch, but so this is oil on canvas. It's a pretty large piece, not as big as the other one, but I'm actually pretty pleased how it turned out. Like I said, I didn't want to like fuss over it too much, so it's about as good as it's gonna get. I needed to let go a little bit of perfection when it came to this painting and just finish it. So let me actually read you the poem that I wrote that went along with this. So I actually had it written in my sketchbook, so I wrote it before, but I changed it a little bit on the 29th. As you can see, draft 2 here. So it's called Pull Back the Veil. Pull back the veil from this twisted reality, remove the dense fog away from me. Cast away the mask, revealing the shadows. Let me leap to my destiny. From the darkness, I crawl into my undoing, unraveling slowly the true beauty of this weary soul, in search of the missing piece, clinging to hope that you would bring back what you stole. In the loud silence, breathing slowly, the soul took a wrong turn. The missing piece was already here, waiting patiently for you to feel true love's slow burn. This is not you, this shadow, screaming for love. The real you is not so frail. Your strength, sunshine, and love basking in the light. It's time to pull back the veil. So this is another piece that's pretty personal. Not as personal as the Coming Home painting, the one back there, but still pretty personal. I feel like I put a lot of myself into my recent art. I wouldn't say that was on purpose. I just think it's kind of how it comes out. So talking a little bit about this poem and kind of what it means and what inspired it. So I call it Pull Back the Veil for a reason. I think a lot of the times in life people wear masks, some for the majority of their life, some for part of their life, sometimes in front of certain people. I mean, to be honest, we all wear masks, right? When you go to work, you might be a bit of a different person than you are at home. You might be a different person in front of your family than how you act in front of your friends, or how you act online versus how you act in your daily life. But just in general, for me, I feel like I've grown a lot as a person over the last I want to say like the last 7 years for sure, but especially over the last 2-3 years. So pull back the veil from this twisted reality, remove the dense fog away from me. So it's kind of like pulling back the mask to kind of reveal, who you really are, kind of removing this dense fog away from, I don't know, maybe society, maybe expectations, maybe whatever is in a person's life. Cast away the mask, revealing the shadows, let me leap to my destiny. So really just kind of, like I said, removing the mask. But when you remove the mask, you have to face maybe something unpleasant underneath, maybe your own shadows. Maybe we all have to realize that we have a darker side to us, right? It's those things that we suppress, that we ignore, that we don't want to address. So let me leap to my destiny. How do you fulfill your destiny, or how do you even figure out what you might, what your purpose might be in life? You really can't until you face your shadows in life, right? So what's holding you back? And we all have stuff that's holding us back, whether it's fear, whether it's responsibility, whatever it might be. So from the darkness I crawl into my undoing, unraveling slowly the true beauty of this weary soul. So obviously from that shadow, when you strip away the layers, when you pull back who you thought you were, you become truly who you're supposed to be. You pull back the veil. So in search of the missing piece, clinging to hope that you would bring back what you stole. So this piece, it's almost like, you kind of stole away who you are by putting on this mask that you put on to be someone you're not, or to be someone that maybe other people expected you to be. As in the loud silence, breathing slowly, the soul took a wrong turn. So for me, a lot of realizing, where I went wrong in life. Not necessarily almost even where I went wrong, but just the things that made me unhappy for such a long time. I realized when I was sitting and listening to myself, and it's more so like, you can call it meditation, but when you just sit down, when you're not distracted by social media, by TV, by other bullshit, that you're kind of just facing your own self. But it's sitting in the loud silence, and it is really loud when you actually sit down and try not to think about something. It's almost impossible, right? That's why meditation's so hard. It's like if you're working to focus in meditation, it's not working because you're actually thinking. So for me, it was really trying to figure out how how do I silence all those different voices in my head? That almost made me sound a little bit crazy, but you know, like when you actually sit down to, let's say, meditate, and you're trying not to focus on other stuff, but that's all you can focus on is other stuff. So there's a lot going on in the head or in the brain. So, you know, the silence really does become loud. Um, the missing piece was already here, waiting patiently for you to feel true love slow burn. So that missing piece being already here means that you were already here. You just had to realize that by self-love. So for me, especially in the first piece here that you see, that coming home, that was a big realization, right? That true love really is within yourself. And you can't love anybody else or share that with anyone else until you love yourself, right? So it's like, you know, when you're on an airplane and they tell you, you know, in order to help someone else, you have to put on a mask first on yourself. So you have to help yourself first in order to help other people. Same concept in life. You can't help anyone else unless you help yourself first, and you can't love anyone else unless you love yourself first. So that was the other piece. It says, this is not you, the shadow, screaming for love. The real you is not so frail. Yeah, so you're not the darkness. You're not, you shouldn't be asking anyone to love you. You should start with yourself. And you're not so frail, because oftentimes we play the victim. I did too. I still do sometimes. You know, it's like, oh, poor me, or why did this happen to me, right? But things happen for a reason. And it took me a long time to realize that. It's not always great, and it's not always fair. I mean, there's a lot of unfair stuff in the world still that happens that we all ask, like, why is this happening? Why is it going on? But just realizing that you're not that weak, and that you should not be asking for love. It says, you are strength, sunshine, and love, basking in the light. It's time to pull back the veil. It's kind of self-explanatory, right? We all have that within us, that strength, the sunshine, and true love, just basking in your own light. So that's kind of what this painting is about. So again, very personal for me, and you can sense a theme, right? In these paintings, they're all kind of like prominent female figures, which are all kind of based on my own experience, I guess I would say, or my own inner work. Even this one, right? It's like your inner shadow. I've always been interested in really strange, occult, I guess, stuff, you could say. So it does come out in my art, but I have also realized that I have to release that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I tend to bottle stuff up, and that's never good. So it comes out, you know, in art for me, which is probably a lot better than internalizing all of this stuff. It's a lot cheaper than therapy, let me tell you that, because that was not cheap. Yeah, and it's recently coming out in poetry too, which is very new for me. I'm not a poet by any means, but suddenly it kind of like, it started pouring out of me. It happens to be a lot of the times like when I can't sleep at night, so like after midnight, I'll either take my phone out or I'll have my notebook or sketchbook next to me in bed, and I'll just jot down what I'm thinking or feeling. Sometimes it just comes out, usually one shot. I'll re-edit later if I don't like something, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, that's this was a bit of a rambly video. I just wanted to come on and post something. I haven't posted in a long time. Well, it's been like maybe a month since I last posted. I don't remember. So yeah, it's June 5th, I think. I don't even know. It's Tuesday. Probably saw a clip of me earlier walking around in nature. I tried to do that quite a bit, but yeah. Anyway, this was just a really quick one, so if you stuck around this long, thanks. I'll try to post a little bit more often here. if anything, maybe just a quick one like this with some thoughts and some updates on art. I have another painting that I'm starting. Actually, I already started. I did the background, and I don't know, maybe it'll inspire another poem, so we'll see. I'll update you on that when I can. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again next time. Bye.